Thanks for watching the PBS Scheduling Committee's video on Enable Maximum Line Range. This video is intended to clear up the purpose of the PBS option for Enable Maximum Line Range and address the changes with the option after the implementation of LOA 71. So what exactly is Enable Maximum Line Range? Enable Maximum Line Range, or EMLR, is an option in PBS that allows a pilot to increase the upper end of the credit range that is allowed to be scheduled in the PBS software. To select EMLR, go into the PBS interface and select the Other Options tab. Then select Enable Maximum Line Range. The default credit range is usually 75 to 90 hours and is published in the monthly bid package. This default credit range is subject to change even after the bid closes to meet staffing needs. Selecting Enable Maximum Line Range increases the upper end of the credit range from the default to unlimited. It also changes the maximum allowable scheduled block from the default of 90 hours to 94 hours. The lower credit limit remains the same. Why would a pilot select Enable Maximum Line Range? Selecting this option allows for more credit to be assigned on a pilot's schedule. More credit equals more pay for the pilot. Enable Maximum Line Range is just another option at Endeavor for a pilot to earn more money. If this option is selected and you are awarded a line with a credit value over the maximum line range threshold, you will receive at least 150% for the portion of credit over this threshold. The threshold is usually set to 85 hours and cannot be set higher. The MLR threshold is shown in the bid package under MLR PP threshold. MLR PP stands for Maximum Line Range Premium Pay. Does selecting Enable Maximum Line Range guarantee more credit to be assigned? This is a big no. This is a common misconception that many pilots have when deciding to select Enable Maximum Line Range. The only thing that selecting Enable Maximum Line Range does is increase the credit range that the PBS software can use to assign work to your line. If you have preferences for days off or to avoid credit, selecting EMLR will not necessarily help you. Make sure not only to select Enable Maximum Line Range, but also use bid preferences that communicate to the PBS software that you would like more credit. Just like with anything in PBS, this is seniority dependent. So what are some bids that you can use to request more credit in PBS? The best bid to use is line credit value. This option allows the pilot to set a range of desired credit for the entire bid period. If awarded a line within the credit value specified, this option will score once towards the total score. An example is desired line credit between 95 and 100 hours. We recommend at least a 5-hour window if using this option to set a range. Desired credit greater than or less than a specified hour amount are also available. Since this bid only scores once towards your total score, it is acceptable to use a higher weight for this bid preference. If you have questions on how to weight this bid, please contact the PBS Help Desk. Here's an example. Pilot A bids 1,000 points, desired line value 95 hours to 100 hours. Pilot A's awarded line is depicted below and shows a credit-in period of 97 hours and 45 minutes. Since this falls within the range specified in Pilot A's bid, 1,000 points was added or factored into Pilot A's total score, and this pilot was awarded this bid option as specified. Line credit value can also be used to desire a credit value greater than or less than a specified amount. Another bid option to use is desire credit hours. This bid scores for each hour of credit awarded. Because this option scores for each hour of credit awarded, it has the potential to have a huge impact on your total score and schedule depending on the weight of the bid preference. We recommend using this bid with a very low point value or weight. It can be beneficial to use this bid option in combination with the bid option, line credit value. Let's talk about the pros and cons of selecting Enable Maximum Line Range while in the credit push. But before we talk about this, let's review what the credit push is and who it affects. The credit push is the area where the PBS solver builds the remaining schedules up to the upper end of the default credit window of 90 hours. This area of schedules generally affects the bottom 30% of regular line holders and causes schedule quality to decrease dramatically. If you select Enable Maximum Line Range as a pilot in the credit push or as a junior pilot, the solver may rely on giving you more flying in order to improve a schedule for a senior pilot. This is all at the expense of your bid preferences and total score. If you desire a specific day or date off, it is not a good idea to select Enable Maximum Line Range if you are in the credit push. Preferences that would have been awarded may not be awarded with the selection of Enable Maximum Line Range. In this case, it may be a gamble to select Enable Maximum Line Range if you are in the credit push or you are a mid-seniority line holder. Some pilots may already have very low days off on a regular line because of seniority. Selecting Enable Maximum Line Range just allows more flying to be assigned, which means more pay. This could be worth it if your line won't be very good to begin with, because it's a way to earn more credit. If you are not certain how being in the credit push or being a very junior line holder and selecting Enable Maximum Line Range will affect you, please contact the PBS Help Desk. We are more than happy to help. Selecting EMLR outside of the credit push has its limitations as well. It is only the first step in being awarded a line above 90 hours. As I previously mentioned, bid preferences need to be added to express a desire for credit over 90 hours. Keep in mind that receiving more credit usually causes you to lose more total days off. The PBS Help Desk is happy to help set up a bid to request more credit without losing too many days off. So who is eligible to receive premium pay if awarded a line over the MLR threshold according to LOA 71? There are 3 requirements. The first is you must be awarded a regular line. Unfortunately, this doesn't apply to reserve, CDO, or CNO line holders. Second, you must have selected EMLR in the bid that was used to build your award for the applicable bid period. Third, you must be awarded a line in PBS with a credit value over the MLR threshold. This threshold is usually 85 hours. For ease of reference, here is the portion of the contract that outlines the maximum line range provisions from LOA 71. Take a minute to read it so you may understand it better. Questions regarding the contract can be directed towards your local ALPA representative. You're probably wondering how much money you can make by selecting Enable Maximum Line Range. Here's the math. Let's say you select Enable Maximum Line Range and are awarded 100 hours of credit on your line. You qualify to receive 150% pay of the portion of credit over 85 hours. So, 100 hours minus 85 hours equals 15 hours. 15 hours multiplied by 150% equals 22.5 hours. Now you can add 85 hours to the calculated time and a half pay of 22.5 hours to get a value of 107.5 hours. This is an additional 7.5 hours of pay for selecting Enable Maximum Line Range and being awarded a line with 100 hours of credit. Since there is no limit to the upper credit window, being assigned high credit value lines is possible. We usually see the highest credit lines around 105 hours of credit. That's 20 hours of premium pay or 10 free hours of pay. Any credit earned after your PBS awarded line value is also paid at premium pay. Some examples are additional flying due to delays, overflying, and reassignments. With so many good changes happening at Endeavor, we are doing our best to educate the pilot group. Thanks for watching this video. We hope we are able to aid in your understanding of Enable Maximum Line Range and the changes due to the implementation of LOA 71. If you have any more questions, please contact the PBS Help Desk via the phone number or email listed on this page.